Hey guys, so I'm going to be working on the FroKnowsPhoto Raw edit number 65. I haven't done these in a while. I've been really busy at work and I've been slacking a little bit on the YouTube channel. But I'm hoping to get back into it, and I'm going to do this edit of this RAW file taken from Jared. It's actually kind of interesting because I'm going to do something different today. I'm going to keep it in Lightroom and then just do Silver Efex Pro instead of actually bringing it into Photoshop. I hardly ever do things outside of Photoshop unless it's, I do like basic editing in Lightroom, but most every edit I do is in Photoshop these days. I'm not sure why. I've been using Photoshop for so long, I just know it inside and out. But I thought, since I'm not going to do too much retouching on this image because, well, it's a great image of Lil, I'm going to just bring it into Silver Efex, convert it to black and white, give it some effects, and do a pretty quick edit, but hopefully it'll look good. So let's get started. Just bring it in Lightroom, using Lightroom 3. I'm going to bring it into my develop module. I'm going to take a look at it. I just want to make sure there's no glaring, mistakes, or not mistakes, but blemishes. Unfortunately, with old people, you don't have to retouch their faces quite as much because, well, it's part of their charm, right? There's this one that I kind of want to retouch, but I'm not sure. Let's see what happens if I just retouch it really quick here in Lightroom. Don't need to bring it into Photoshop for just one spot. Yeah, I think I would take away that. And I think I'm gonna leave this one here. Let's see what it looks like without it. Yeah, just those two big ones. I think everything else I'm gonna leave. This hair might be a little weird, but I'm not gonna deal with it. Gives her a little character. Okay, don't want to take away too much of the blemishes because that's kind of what makes them who they are in this case. Alright, so I kind of wish the plate was centered. Let me see if a crop will work here. Get a little closer in. I don't want to cut off the hand though. I think that cuts off the arm too much and it looks like the hand is just coming out of nowhere. Yeah, I'm going to definitely crop it a little bit, but not as much as I had. I definitely want to show a little bit of the arm. I think that's where I'm going to end up cropping it, just a little closer. Now, let's bring it into Silver Efex Pro. So I'm going to control-click on the image, which brings up my dialog box. Or if you have a mouse, I don't have a mouse, I use the Wacom. If you have a mouse, you can just right-click. And then I'm going to edit in Silver Efex Pro 2. So that should open up my Silver Efex edit copy with Lightroom adjustments. And it should open up Silver Efex. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it into a old school black and white, and then I'm going to give it maybe a sepia tone and a border and just kind of make it look like it's old. Just going with the sticks. I like this high structure filter that Silver Efex has. And I always go between the two. One is like high structure harsh and the other one is high structure smooth. And I'm always kind of debating on which one I like more. So I go back and forth. In this case, I think I'm going to go with the harsh, and then I'm going to, because it gives me a little more information. But then I'm also going to go over here, and they have these film types, and you can simulate old film stock. Like when you used to print on film, the different film you used to print on would give you a different effect. And I'm just going to find one that I like. And I like them usually pretty contrasty and pretty noisy, so I tend to like... I'm not sure which one I'm liking the best yet. Some of these are getting a little too blown out. Maybe that one. It's a good starting point. Let's see. Zoom in a little bit. Let's see what the noise looks like. Yeah, see, that added a little bit of grain, not too much. I can always add a little more grain down here. Yeah, I'll add about that much more grain. It's already looking pretty good. I think I'm wondering if it got a little dark right here in her eye, so I'm going to put a what's called a, oh wait, before I do that, let me make an overall adjustment. Let's see, maybe if I brighten up the mids a little bit. I kind of want to darken my darks, brighten my brights, just to give it a little contrast. Contrast overall. I'm just kind of playing with overall. Okay, so I'm probably going to go somewhere around there for overall. And then I'm going to zoom in, and as soon as it replaces, this eye got a little dark, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a control point, and I'm just going to brighten the area just a little bit. Whoa, the control point is way too big. So I don't know if you know how, if you guys know what, this is a Silver Effects. It got a control. It kind of has like these little control points, and basically when you pull this one, that circle that you see is kind of what it's affecting, and it's got a feather around it. And then you pull these, which is like brightness, contrast, and saturation, or I'm sorry, in structure, and you can adjust, do fine adjustments just in that area. Okay, so I kind of brightened her up a little bit there just to bring back a little bit of her eye. Okay, so next, I think that's kind of where I want to go as an overall. I'm a little pissed off at myself that I didn't go into the lens correction tools when I was in Lightroom, because it would have got rid of some of this vignetting, I guess, a little bit. It's not too bad, but there's a little bit there. But since I was going to do this anyways in Lightroom, and there's these color filters that are actually pretty interesting as well. It's kind of like if you were putting an old filter on your lens back in the day. You know, if you put a green filter, it would filter out the greens and stuff like that. And sometimes it's fun to play them because it'll give you different results. See, like that's a blue filter, which obviously I don't like. Green filter, it's not bad. The yellows are going to burl out her face too much. I'm just going to leave it neutral. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this called finishing adjustments. And I'm going to give it an edge, a border I mean. And it's got like different types of borders that you can play with. Actually, before I give it a border, I'm going to give it a vignette. Let me see. Oh man, why can't I find what I want? See, that's kind of interesting. I think it takes it a little too far though, but I wish I could, let's see. Okay, so I'm just kind of playing with it a little bit. Here we go. Okay, so that's place the center of my vignette right there. just kind of playing around a little bit with these kind of effects, and then we can also add a little. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Add a border, which I'm not sure I want to do. Yeah, why not? I think that's pretty good. But now I want to contrast it up just a little bit. It's a little too not contrasted. Let's see. Amplify the darks a little bit. I think that's kind of where I'm going to leave it, guys. I just wanted to give it that old school feel. Debating on this border. I'm not sure. I don't usually like borders, but I was trying to do something a little different. But yeah, I definitely like it without the borders. So I'm going to leave it like that. That's going to be my finish. So I'm going to save it. It's going to bring it back into Lightroom. And usually when I do this kind of stuff, I end up still doing some more work on it in Lightroom. Like sometimes I'll add a little grain if I want to. I mean, you can do all that in Silver Effects, and you probably should do most of it in Silver Effects. But I always end up tweaking a lot, so can add a little bit of contrast and a little bit of fill. And you can add where is split toning? You wanted to say add a color or change a little bit of the color that it brought in from Silver Effects. You could do that, but I don't mind the color. It came in a little green, which I was a little worried about, but I'm gonna try to brown it up a little bit. See, that already is kind of yellowing it up, just adding a little red, I guess. Okay, so that I like. That's gonna be my final image. Let me show you kind of where I'm gonna end up with. That's where I'm gonna end up with, and let's do a before and after. Oh well, you can't really do a before and after there, but I can do a before and after like this. So if I select the two, put them side by side, I don't know, maybe I can't do it that way. Thought I could, but I can't figure out how. I don't know. I'm not going to waste time. So let's just do it. God, get out of there. Okay. So there's before. And there's after. Before. After. Looks cool. I'll export it. Put it on the forums. And I will see you guys later. Talk to you soon.